Thank you, Peter. Thank you to all the MIF organizational group. We're excited to be here. Thank you for being in our presentation. I'll be making some forward-looking statements. Please keep that in mind. Peter talked to the silver opportunity for probably creating generational wealth in an unparalleled opportunity we have today. We believe that's the case as well. And the way we build Capitan is really to capitalize on building the best vehicle to build that generational wealth through silver exploration. So obviously, we believe Mexico is the best place to be, largest producer of silver in the world. That's where our project is located in Durango State. We're still a relatively brand new player in the silver space. You need a strong management team to build the right opportunity. We have a team that it's all ex-Argonaut Gold, a team that has in its track record building 3 mines on time and budget and being responsible for helping Argonaut get to $1 billion valuation in a previous market. And we also believe that it takes real long-term shareholders that are looking to create a meaningful opportunity in the long term and being really disciplined with how you build your company through time and raise your capital. That's something that we have done, that's part of our DNA, having that disciplined approach. So Capitan has no free shares that have been given out to founders, etc. Every share has been paid for. We have done quality financings with 2 of them done at a 30% premium to market. That's not very common to hear. We don't have any warrants in our share structure, and we have removed all the royalties to be, we have contracted all royalties to be removed. In fact, we just announced recently the removal of one of them. If you look at our share structure, it is one of the tightest in the silver space with only 112 million shares issued. Fully diluted 117, so some really dilution coming from the options. Again, no warrants, with the market cap going in between 180 to 200 million market cap today. 70% of those shares are tightly held. Our top 3 shareholders alone, Jupiter Gold and Silver Fund, Michael Gentili, and Constraplan, a Mexican-owned mining contractor in Mexico, own just under 40% collectively of our company. Now, the team is largely ex-Argonaut. We put the band back together. We had a number of successes in Mexico, including in the jurisdiction we're at now, where we not only expanded projects, we built them and we operated them for a number of years. So we're getting the band all together. All these individuals and some more that are joining this slide in the near future that we have recently announced have a great pedigree in their own disciplines, and we're really happy to have built this team. I would also draw your attention on our board here to Fernando Alaniz, who recently joined our board. The reason why I make a special mention of him is because he is the former CEO of Peñoles, one of the largest mining companies in Mexico, the former president of the Chamber of Mines. So it really gets no higher level when it comes to a mining professional in Mexico. And I think the fact that Fernando has chosen to join our company speaks a lot, not only of the quality of the project, but of the team as well. Now, Cruz de Plata, the Silver Cross, again located in the heart of the Silver Belt in Mexico, in between Zacatecas and Chihuahua. It's surrounded by multiple other successful opportunities, including a couple that myself and the team worked on. Great location, great access, infrastructure, power line running close by, and it's really easy to get to from either Torreon or Durango, which are both great mining jurisdictions. Historical production went on here in the late 1800s, early 1900s, producing up to 2,000 grams per ton silver, which starts to highlight the type of potential we have for the property. We're dealing with an intermediate sulfidation epithermal system. This is relevant because these systems, when they work out, not only are they large deposits, they tend to be so because they have deep roots, a lot of vertical continuity. That's great. So when these projects are successful, they're highly coveted by the majors, and they can be real company makers. If you look at the table on the bottom of the slide, you can see a few of these projects that made their companies plus billion dollar valuations. What's more interesting to see is that not too long ago, we had 5 of these opportunities in single asset companies in Mexico. Today, we only see 2, Vizsla, which you just heard about, and ourselves, with Gatos, Silvercrest, and MAG being taken out very recently. I think also highlighting how much interest there is in the silver space. Those high grades that were there in the historical production have been replicated through drilling. These are some of the highlights of the drilling, so where you can see that we have those bonanza grade cores in our zone with the plus kilo silver grades. These are, by the way, mostly silver, with a few credits for other metals. And on the bottom right portion of the highlights, you can see hole 12 there. This is from our current and ongoing drill program to date. From the first 11 holes that we released from the project, and we already have 1 extension on our main zone that I'll show you in the next slide. One of the best hits we've had on the property, and it's very close to surface as well. Another thing that's worth mentioning is this one structure has been averaging 10 meters in true width all throughout the entire strike length, with this one particular hole hitting just under 20 meters of 368 grams per ton silver, which makes it great not only for making the exploration process a lot easier, but also in terms of developing the property and obviously operating and driving those costs down. This brings a lot of advantages. Now, we saw a good market back in 2020, 2021, where a number of opportunities grew. We just heard about Vizsla. I think they did a fantastic job with their Pánuco project, and it presents a great way to compare what we built in terms of value through the drill bit at Cruz de Plata, and just by looking at how Vizsla evolved. If you see at those 2 long sections on the right, you see Vizsla in October 2020. You could fit that in a portion of our long section there. They were, I think, 200 meters wide at the time. We are 1.45 kilometers to date in the Jesus Maria target alone. These long sections for Vizsla are for Napoleon. They were valued at about 160 million market cap. A year later, they had expanded that to a kilometer, and they were, I think, in excess of 300 million. Today, I think the market's just getting started. Our on-strike length is about 45% longer than what Napoleon was at the time. So we believe that, with an upcoming cycle that could eclipse the last one, the size of the opportunity is significant. Now, obviously, and as you just saw, Vizsla has gone on to become much, much larger than what we're showing. This is just a snapshot in time, and for you to try to frame our potential. And they obviously had many more other targets that they drilled and were successful on. Cruz de Plata is also a very target-rich property. That includes multiple targets that we won't have time to talk about today, but as a quick example, the Gully Fault zone has multiple plus kilo intercepts too in a second target, and I'll show you a few more in a minute. But very quickly, we're currently drilling over here. Our strategy is to move very quickly and cost efficiently. This is an outcropping silver zone. And the reason for drilling many shallow holes as quickly as we can is to identify those high grades quickly and cost effectively, and I think we're showing that we're doing just that. Now, I talked about the intermediate sulfidation systems and how they can be company makers. The 3 that were recently taken out are shown here at scale compared to Cruz de Plata in long section. The basic message here is we have the scale. We have the scale potential to fit any one of these opportunities inside just the western part of our zone alone. And we have 3.7 kilometers of trend that is largely untested to date. Now, there is a big difference in the amount of drilling that we have to what these properties have to get to production. We only have 12,500 meters. All of these have an excess of 300,000, which is what it takes to get to production. But I think our limited amount of drilling has shown that we have that potential. Same thing for the cross-sectional view. Won't spend too much time here as we're running out of time. But the main thing to consider here is we have that potential for the width, the vertical continuity, the grades. And remember, too, we're also an outcropping system, which compared to some of the other projects comes at a great discount for building and operating a mine. multiple other targets. I've been mostly showing you the long section over Jesus Maria here. This property slide is going to be updated really soon, as we just consolidated the property. We grew 80% in our property holding. So all of this around and beyond what you're looking in the slide has grown. And it comes with targets. It's not just moose pasture. This right here, as an example, has grown 1.2 kilometers to the east in extension that we'll be drill testing in the future. But we have multiple other targets that we're going to be adding to this project in the near future. Again, highlighting that when you have more targets to test, the higher your chances of success are in a silver project. Now, I think our disciplined approach that I talked about earlier has been showing to pay off, together with the value we've been creating at the project, consolidating the property, starting to drill. We are up 1,000% in the last 12 months. However, we believe that we still have a lot of room to catch up to the peer group, as you can see in our valuation. But probably more important, and for our investors, the value we're bringing in Capitan, as we've been really protecting that share structure. We are 1/4 of the shares outstanding that the company has, and obviously that brings potential further upside for investors to come into Capitan. So we believe there is the opportunity for creating generational wealth in this cycle, that silver companies are going to be a great vehicle to capture that opportunity, and we are trying to build the best vehicle for capturing that through silver discovery. We have the grades already starting to be demonstrated at the project. We have a fantastic scale potential as well. It's target rich. We're funded to complete our current and ongoing 10,000 meter drill program and beyond that, and we'll be announcing some updates on our exploration program soon. Drill results are pending. We only have released 11 holes out of that 10,000 meter program, and about 38 to 40 holes are still in the lab, with more going into the lab weekly. So expect a lot of news flow on our silver results soon. And finally, we believe that we've built a great opportunity here with all of these elements coming together, with a great market that we believe is forming up. And so we're focused on defining that next great silver opportunity through exploration at Cruz de Plata. Please visit us at our booth. There's a lot of things that we did not have time to mention during this presentation, including a disseminated oxide gold deposit that also exists at the project. So be happy to discuss all that with you here in our booth. Thank you very much.